Hey Sam. I'm excited to see you today. We're going to explore the word
selbst,
Hi Alex.
Selbst.
That sounds interesting. What does it mean?
Great question.
selbst,
Translates to self in English. It can mean oneself or by oneself. The most common usage is when we talk about doing something alone, like
ich mache das selbst,
which means I do it myself.
Oh, I see. Are there any tricky parts to this word?
Yes, actually. Some English speakers confuse it with the word self in phrases like selfish, but remember that
selbst,
just focuses on the idea of,
oneself,
rather than implying anything negative. Now, let's dive into the grammar a bit.
selbst,
Is an adverb, so it doesn't have a gender or plural form like nouns do. You can use it in various contexts. For example, in the present tense, you might say,
ich mache das selbst,
and in the past tense, you would say,
ich habe das selbst gemacht.
So, it's like saying I did it on my own.
exactly. And if you want to give a command, you could say,
Mach das selbst,
which means do it yourself. The origin of the word
selbst,
comes from Old High German
selb,
and has been used in various forms throughout history. It originally meant same or identical, which evolved into the current meaning of self.
That's fascinating. I love learning about the history of words.
Let's break down.
selbst,
It doesn't have a prefix or suffix, but you can think of it as a building block. You could associate it with the idea of individuality, like the core of who you are.
So it's like the root of your identity.
Exactly. In a way, it represents the essence of you. Now let's look at some similar words. For example, words with the same root include
Selbstbewusstsein,
which means self-awareness, and
Selbstvertrauen,
meaning self-confidence.
How do you break those down?
Sure.
Selbstbewusstsein,
Combines
selbst,
and
Bewusstsein,
awareness and
Selbstvertrauen,
combines
selbst,
and
Vertrauen.
trust. Another example is
Selbsthilfe,
meaning self-help.
That's a lot of words with.
Selbst.
Yes. And you can also find words with similar endings like
Vertrauen.
to trust,
Erkennen.
to recognize, and
Entscheidung.
decision. Each of these relates to personal action or decisions. Let's practice using
Selbst.
in real-life situations. Imagine you're at work and need to explain that you completed a task alone. You could say,
Ich habe das Projekt selbst gemacht.
Okay, I'll try.
Ich habe die Präsentation selbst gemacht.
perfect. Now, what if you're at a doctor's appointment and want to express that you handled your health issue by yourself? You could say,
Ich habe die Symptome selbst behandelt.
Ich habe die Symptome selbst behandelt.
Got it.
great. Lastly, if you're traveling and want to say you planned the trip yourself, you could say,
Ich habe die Reise selbst geplant.
Ich habe die Reise selbst geplant.
This is fun.
for gender memory hints, since
Selbst.
is an adverb, it doesn't have gender. But if you think of the other words we mentioned, like
Selbstbewusstsein.
it's neuter because it ends with. Picture yourself as a superhero, confidently declaring, I can do it myself.
That's a vivid image.
Let's cover some usage notes.
Selbst.
Is generally informal and used frequently in everyday conversations. You might hear phrases like,
Mach es selbst. Selbstverständlich.
meaning of course, or
Selbst wenn.
meaning even if.
Are there any words that people often confuse it with?
Yes, many confuse it with.
Selbstverständlich.
Which means self-evident. It's important to remember these nuances. Now, let's see how well you remember what we've discussed. First question, what does
Selbst.
mean?
It means self or oneself.
Correct. Next, can you use it in a sentence about your own work?
Ich mache meine Arbeit selbst.
Perfect. What about the past tense?
Ich habe meine Arbeit selbst gemacht.
Very nice. Fourth question, does
Selbst.
have a gender?
No, it doesn't have a gender since it's an adverb.
Exactly. Last question, can you give me a similar word that uses
Selbst.
How about
Selbstvertrauen.
Great job, Sam. To wrap it up, today we learned about the word,
Selbst.
its meanings, usage, and some similar terms. Remember, it emphasizes individuality and personal action. Keep practicing, and you'll master it in no time.
Thanks, Alex. This was really helpful. I'm excited to use
Selbst.
in my conversations.